major markets climbed mostly higher last week, recouping a significant amount of the year-to-date losses. The event that drove the gains higher was the announcement last week that President Trump would be pausing the reciprocal tariffs for 90 days on all countries but China. Instead, President Trump stated that the tariffs on China would be increased a further 125%. This increased the tit-for-tat trade war with China, which ended with a total 145% tariff on all Chinese goods. China in return implemented a 125% tariff, but said that they would be ignoring any further tariff increases. The president has stated from the beginning that the goal of these tariffs, and ultimately the trade war, was to reshore goods back to the United States. The challenge that China will have within this trade war is that the country is a net exporter of goods. The United States exports only $143 billion to China, while imports $462 billion from China. This trade imbalance means that China is far more reliant on the United States as a buyer of their goods than the United States is to sell to them. The result of this policy change was swift, as it caused the S&P 500 to surge 9.5% Wednesday. The volatility continued Thursday as the market shed 3.5%, and then added back another 1.8% to close out the week Friday. Volatility was also apparent in other segments of the market. Gold saw prices surge last week, taking the year-to-date return over 20% amidst the trade war. Treasuries also saw an eye-watering jump as the 7 to 20-year durations added just shy of 50 basis points last week. This hammered the overall bond markets downward. The Bloomberg Barclays Aggregate Bond Index lost over 2.5% for the week, carving off most of the year-to-date gains. As bad as the drawdowns are, it is important to keep these pullbacks in perspective. Looking back across history, intra-year drawdowns are commonplace within the S&P 500, although the causes vary from year to year. Furthermore, the recent activity has really only pulled the S&P 500 back to its mid-August close.